It's nice to see you before the storm comes. Here in Northern California, everyone, there is a weather warning at 4 in the morning. So be careful. Whatever you wish to do, do it tonight before 4 a.m. Okay? Be careful because there's some sort of severe storm warning, flash flood and everything until 5 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. That's what I heard. That's why I had to hurry up here to beat the storm. But it's so nice to see all of you again. Mwah! Okay, shall we continue? Okay, I think we were at 105. 109? 101, okay, let's do 101. I am easy. I can do anything you like. Uh-oh, the big boss is here. The big boss is argumentative, huh?
What?
Whenever you want something, he says, but there's a reason for this. Thank you. Ni hao. Thank you for the weather warning. I was wasn't planning on leaving until 4 in the morning tomorrow, as usual. Okay, shall we get started? Has a question with JC already? Hey, Papa Bear. I love the teeth. You should eat more bamboo shoots. I don't like bamboo leaves. Ugh, yuck. Is there a question or just this is just practice? Okay, yeah. Okay, go ahead, ask, please.
갑자기 연말부터 강아지 건강 상태가 매우 나빠졌습니다. 지난주 월요일에는 만성 침구전, 이번 주에는 에디슨병이라는 진단을 받았습니다. 시간이 얼마나 남았는지, 얼마나 더 아플지 모르겠지만 강아지가 병원에서 혼자 그리고 고통스럽게 죽지 않기만을 바랍니다. 그래서 대리주를 하거나 절을 하면서 강아지의 마지막이 고통스럽지 않기를 염원하고 있습니다. 강아지가 떠나는 날까지 강아지를 위해서 제가 무엇을 더 할 수 있을까요?
Hi, Master. I have a question. My name is Ipyo Changsuwan. I had a question before about requesting 49 days for my dog. What happened was during the holidays, my dog's condition got worse. This Monday, she was diagnosed as chronic renal failure and Addison disease. I don't know how much time she has and how much she will suffer. I don't want my dog to die alone in the hospital, and I don't want the dog to suffer. I have been praying, vowing, reciting the compassion mantra, and praying that there will be no suffering for her. What can I do for her until she passes away? Thank you.
Oh, my heart goes out to you. Nothing like having a baby and watch her suffer, which is something I never could experience. But I can only imagine how difficult it is for you, that the suffering. I don't know. I never had a dog before. So anyone can help out? What can you do when you see a dog suffer so much? Usually my dogs were either run over by a car or ran away. Or somehow they died, just like that. Never had to suffer this much. So I don't know what to do with the pain and suffering here. I don't know with the dog, but for yourself, you have to understand that you try your best, and everyone will have to undergo the retributions. And it's part of life. You look at the bright side, the suffering is very painful, but you look at the bright side. Your dog will have a chance to go to the Pure Land. If I may offer this consolation, it is said, the Chinese have a saying, they said that, well, maybe not the Chinese, but I'm trying to help remind you of the big picture. The big picture is that your dog will have a bright future with Amitabha Buddha. And so with that, for your dog to suffer until then, I feel it's a pretty small price to pay to discharge its obligation, its debts in this world. So I would not let it afflict you too much. Yes, we feel with someone when they're hurting, but you have to step back and look at the big picture. Okay, how many dogs which are dying and who have a chance to have a bright future, and that's what you gave your dog. All right, so. Learn to bear with it. You know, the dog, I mean, the dog has no choice. It suffers because it's way beyond its control. But it's about you as well. You should learn to embrace it, to accept it. That's part of life. And I think your dog would be really appreciate it when you send your love and your empathy, and you spend time with your dog. That means a lot, okay? And it builds the bond between the two of you. That is a positive thing to look at, okay? I don't know what else can we offer in terms of help. Anyone? And finally, convince yourself that you should motivate yourself to work harder, to improve a lot more, get to a better level where you're able, make a vow that in the future you will get to a Kung Fu level where you're able to provide relief for the suffering of living beings. Use your dog as a motivation tool to work harder and improve. Because if your Kung Fu is higher, you probably can provide more relief, pain relief to your dog. All right? That's all I know. Anyone else? Yes, 4.
Thank you, Master. I remember several years ago, Sarah, she recited a medicine master mantra to her dog and help her dog. It took her 1 month. And at the time you made a comment, you said if your Kung Fu level gets higher, it will take a much shorter time. That's from one of the Dharma talks in 2018.
Cool. I have such wisdom. Yeah, you can recite things to help offset the pain and relieve the suffering. But it will, all of us, all we can do is try our best. And it will help up to a certain point. And we'll reach our limit and we can't help anymore. What Master YongHua used to do, I don't recommend that you do this, is he would take on the pain and suffering of others. That's the only way for your dog to stop suffering, is for someone else to suffer in its stead. So I believe Master YongHua used to do that. He used to say, okay, you're sick, so let me be sick for you. But it's different because he has the samadhi power and the strength to take on your load, your burden, your suffering, and still able to function. You don't have such samadhi power, you don't have such wisdom, so I don't recommend you do that. Okay? If you feel you must recite just for the heck of it and recite, then you see that it will help, okay, up to a certain point, but eventually it's more than you can handle. Okay, Master YongHua is very compassionate. He says, someone is supposed to suffer. That's called karmic retribution. We will not cheat the law of cause and effect. If this being doesn't need to suffer, then let me suffer instead. And none of his disciples dares do that, including me. Okay? At his level, it's incredible. To the point where he died when he's pretty young, because he died for others. He used to scare the heck out of me. I said, oh, I'm not interested in healing people. You can't pay me enough to die for you. But he did that. And it helped me personally, because when we learn these things that we teach you, you can heal. You just can start healing. If you're stupid enough to begin to use them, you will be sorry. Okay? You can't handle it. It's designed to help you open your wisdom and build your skills, not for you to do things foolishly. Please remember that. To this point, I'm still afraid. I'm still scared of not willing to die for others. I have tremendous respect for my master for that reason. He never hesitated. It's fascinating. All of us, my generation, is like, nah. Okay, anyone else? So don't do that, okay? Don't say, let me suffer for you, baby. Oh, good Lord. You'll be sorry when you do that. You can't handle it. Don't do that, please. You too.
Thank you, Master. We have a couple of YouTube comments, and I just want to express our gratitude for our YouTube audience. We have well over 50 people listening and tuning in live this evening.
Our first comment comes from Cordelia Lee. I can't hear the question, but my dog passed away last year. When he was suffering, I got him MMB plaques to help with his pain and rebirth plaque for him. After I got those, I just held my dog when I saw him.
Yeah, that helps a little bit. The nature of the pain are twofold. Number one is physical, meaning that it hurts right there. And the pain is physical because you have a body, you're going to experience pain. And so when someone hits you, it hurts. Okay? When you have an injury or when you're dying, and your body's the organs are breaking down, your body is breaking down, so it's rather painful. But the other part of the pain is that the mind is really bothered by the pain. Okay, so one is physical, the pain is physical, the other is psychological. Our experience has been that the physical pain, the doctors can help out with painkillers, injections, and so forth, up to a certain point when it becomes dangerous, and then they stop. Okay, there's still so much you can do, okay, so much you can intervene, the medical staff. But the other part is that we found out that the psychological pain can make a difference. They're not as bothered by it. If someone slaps you like this, the pain is here, but your mind is not bothered by it. At least I'm not bothered by it. Okay, next.
This is from Diego Alfonso. Emitofuo. What I do is I have all the ceremonies on MP3 on a USB, and when I leave home, I put it nonstop for my pets. Ha ha. I'm sure they are listening to it, and it will help them get some blessings.
Okay. All right. Anyone else? Okay. All right. Let's continue. We are now on slide 101. Master YongHua, we heard his the audio recordings already, so we're going over what he said. He says, he quoted Confucius, when I see a worthy one, I 事己, I think equally, I aspire to be like him. Could you make the correction, please? When I see a worthy one, I aspire to be like him. Right, very good. Next. When I see an unworthy one, I reflect upon my personal behavior. I add a little bit more here because I want to put more emphasis on behavior instead of you justifying, no, I'm not like that, I'm not like that, I'm not like that. Did I do that? Is it how I behave as well? That's what this is referring to. Not about, oh, no. I am a very honest person. Okay? Okay, this is doing. What Confucius is teaching, he taught about doing. Okay? This is what we Buddhists appreciate from Confucius' teaching, is that he puts he puts a lot of emphasis on moral behavior, moral practices. Okay, so what does it say? And this is important to teach that the English-speaking people should know. This is a beautiful Chinese wisdom from Confucius. When I meet a worthy one, I aspire to be like him. Role model. That's what Master YongHua has been talking about. We all need to have role models. Okay? Someone we aspire to be like. It's so important. Why? Because we need to rise above the small self that we are so obsessed with every day. You go to school, you learn new skills. There's always this obsession that about the ego that will make it grow bigger and bigger and bigger. Whereas here, Confucius says, instead of simply looking at yourself, he says, see, I made money. See, I'm famous. See, I'm a great singer. See, I'm a great chef. See, I'm a great executive. It's me. So the model, the proper behavior is that stop looking at yourself. Look at a worthy one. What's a worthy one? Who's a worthy one? Wei Bang.
Every time we hear a story from Master YongHua, he talks about a worthy one. Every time we read a sutra, the different stories about the bodhisattvas and the Buddha and the venerables in that story are all worthy ones.
Yeah.
Also, the master, the sangha, and anyone who follows the precepts, and anyone who's enlightened, and anyone who even cultivates, I consider a worthy one.
Is that manga jacket you're wearing?
Yeah.
Beautiful. I was admiring it. What were you saying
Thank you.
again? Sorry.
I said you're the
I
worthy
got it.
one,
I got
Master.
it. Okay, I'm joking. I'm just joking. Nice to see you, by the way. Happy New Year. Okay, very good, very good. Excellent. A worthy one is someone that we have respect, and a lot of people have respect for. So we're talking about a majority of the people. It's a lot of people who feel this person is a worthy one, okay, worthy of the respect. In In Buddhism, a worthy one also refers to worthy of offerings. As monks and nuns, we need to be worthy of offerings. Okay? Not that we are entitled to receive offerings because we're babies, because we are, sons of God. I mean, sons of the Buddhas, elder sons of the Buddhas. We are the younger sons of the Buddhas. The Bodhisattvas are the elder sons of the Buddha, real sons of the Buddha. We are the second best sons of the Buddhas, okay, and daughters of the Buddha. It's just because we're born into the family doesn't mean we're worthy. We have to make ourselves worthy of respect, worthy of admiration, okay? And I love the word worthy because it is a moving target. You can never assume you're worthy. That's how I look at the word worthy. That's why I call my disciples, my left-home disciples, worthy. Because it's a moving target. You have to make yourself more worthy. As you meet more people. You meet, for example, before we started, we were simply in Lu Mountain Temple, and we only have like 20 people, regulars, 25 people. Okay, we're very happy together, small family. Okay, and we're so comfortable, we're so happy. We got everything we wanted from each other. And then, for some reason, more people came, and so, and that's a beautiful thing because as more people came, we need to look at ourselves because I had to look at myself. So, am I worthy of these new people's respect or not? You see? So the worthy here is a moving target. The more people you see, you meet, you reflect upon yourself. Am I a worthy one? Am I worthy of this person's respect? Okay? And now I have these you new people. I always ask myself, what did I do to be worthy of your respect? Okay? So the worthy one is such a beautiful concept from the Asians, from Confucius. Okay? And so that's on the worthy person's end. But from our end, who are low level, when we see someone who's worthy who deserves our respect, we should aspire to be like that person. It's that simple. We need to teach our children that. Because our parents never did. Our parents always said, you should go to school, get good grades, get a good education, have a good job, be happy. Okay? There's no longer the emphasis from our parents, from the parents to the children, to the nephews and nieces, that you have to become a worthy one, a worthy person. And it's a moving target. The more people you meet, the more worthy you have to become. Does it help? What about next one? I know I've been criticizing Confucius, so please don't take me wrong. I have a big mouth. When I'm not feeling good, I criticize. I'm critical. When I feel good, like today, I see the good things in Confucius' teachings. I can't make up my mind. I'm wishy-washy. When I see an unworthy one, okay? An unworthy one, you meet quite a few of such people. I reflect upon my personal behavior, meaning that's where we last left last week. Am I like that? Is that me? That's what you ask. So this is a constant process, a constant evaluation. You never assume you're good enough. Okay? Because when you do, that's when you're dying quicker, you decaying quicker. You become unworthy in my book. When you stop improving, you become unworthy. That's what I watched. Because my elder Dharma brother said, I'm so far ahead of you. When you look at me, I'm so far ahead of you. 20 years, how the heck are you going to catch up with me? I said, I catch up with you by not walking your path. Your path takes 20 years. I will find another way which takes a lot shorter. Okay, and that's something that I hope your generation will never make that mistake. Assume that you're better. Rest on your laurels. Always fascinated by that expression by the Westerners, resting on your laurels. Exactly what happened to them. Okay? So you reflect upon myself, upon my personal behavior. When I see someone that I don't like, I have no respect, that's when I ask, am I like that? Okay? Sounds good? And I feel this is something, this is such a beautiful teaching. I love this teaching. I hope that you share it with the young generations. Your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren. Okay? It is such a wonderful wisdom. (103) So a good person could be the personification of the Dharma. The Dharma we're practicing, a Dharma of goodness. When you are becoming better and better, you become more worthy. Okay? So a good person can be the self-improvement Dharma. Okay? And the personification of what goodness can manifest as, can be dressed as, can sound like, can look like, can smell like. Okay? Whereas a bad person can be a admonition. Am I like that? Huh? Is it me? If I look upon that kind of person, am I like that? I don't like this person. Am I like that? Let's make sure I'm not like that. Okay? And so the nice thing about what I love about Master Hsien Hua's teaching is that this is constant self-assessment. You're never satisfied. You get better and better and better. You're never good enough. You never assume that I achieved this much, I got so much done, I got this far. Is it good enough? No, it's not. And that's a Buddhist mindset. That's how you become a Buddha. All right? We should not be like that. When you see a good role model, then you want to aspire to be like that person. When you see a not desirable person, a bad role model, we ask ourselves, well, definitely I do not want to be like that. And that's why I'm so grateful to my teacher for not only giving me all this Dharma, also giving me lots of role models, and good role models and bad role models. And that's how you learn. I feel that's, I can't express my gratitude enough. It's such a blessing to be able to have that. You hang around such an environment, to be able to step into that environment. What happened is that when I was there at his temples, you exposed to how people are like 24 hours a day. Whereas you, when you come to the temple, we only need to put up with you, put on a facade for 2 hours, and we're done. Okay? So cultivation is 24 hours a day. Yeah. Anyway, so it's fascinating to see all these characters 24 hours a day. Therefore, cultivation, in terms of cultivation, therefore, if you cultivate before the knowing the Buddha Dharma, you can do whatever you want. I used to think like this too, but I don't happen to agree anymore. I think this is more geared towards his disciples. I think they used to be like hippies or homeless people and whatever. You know, that's what later on he says, cannot be too casual, you and so forth, okay? But I feel that that to say that you can do whatever you want is really not relevant anymore, because I look at you, I don't see you as being so casual, like this casual. Or maybe the different types of disciples or cultivators. I don't see this in you. So to say that you can do whatever you want before, you weren't like that yourself. You're very serious. You're very pretty special, I would say. Did I say that? Okay. So all the time, oh wow, the truth be told. Okay, why are you giggling? God. You mean? I'm glad you're not giggling. Are you hungry? Are you still fasting? Good Lord, you look better when you first came. What happened to you? Do we have a picture of her when she first came? I'd like to have this. We do. Take a picture now. Take a photo now. You look nice, if I may say so. I think I'm beginning to overdo it, huh? I mean, it's something that you shed something along the way, along with a few pounds. How long has it been now? 9 days. See? Magic 9 days. Now you can drink all you want. Huh? Yeah. After 9 days, you can drink all you want. Okay? Yeah. And the first 9 days, they are thirstier than hell. Okay, in the hells. When you go to the hells, there's a hell where you're so thirsty. Okay? That's the thing. Okay. Now you can drink all you want. Okay? Okay, so, but you look good, by the way. Yeah. She shed something. You see, so sometimes the weight actually is where they hang on to, I think. Okay, so to say that I don't see nowadays you're so responsible people here. I met There's all the people I met in Korea, I met in Vietnam, I met in here, in Taiwan. I don't see any of them as being casual and do anything they wish. Very few. Okay? At least the ones who would listen to the Dharma every night like you. It doesn't apply, okay? It takes a lot for you to be able to listen to the Dharma, have the interest in listening to this. So this is not quite not quite applicable to you. You cannot, can no longer be too casual, 106. Not the case either. You're not casual at all. You're very serious. Okay. You should be careful and cautious at all times, as if standing upon the edge of an abyss or treading with thin ice. This is how the Chinese cultivators are trained, are taught. Yes? As if you're treading on ice. Cultivation, as if you're treading on ice. I feel that it's too much paranoia. I think we're paranoid enough. You are paranoid enough. I'm not paranoid. Okay? But you are paranoid enough. You know what I mean? Okay? So it's no need, because quite a few of you are paranoid. Okay? So to say, to add salt to the wound is not going to help. Okay, so I don't subscribe to this way of training people. That like a Chinese, that you always like 24 hours, or you treading on thin ice. No need to do that. It's a mental thing. If you dare, like her, go into fasting, okay, it's 24 hours of pain. It hurts. Because you say, oh, I'm so hungry. It smells so good. And Master keeps on torturing me. Every time he takes a look at me, he enjoys himself too much. And that's 24 hours a day, naturally. You don't need to, add more mental anguish to it, right? I mean, it's cruel. Anyway, so I don't like the Chinese style of training. Is that you're treading on thin ice, because I've seen a lot of people going at my master's temples, claiming they go to the great Chinese temples, Qin Shan Si and Gao Min Si and all those places, and they don't understand. This is not how you should cultivate, I don't feel. For example, what is my proof? We basically studied Master Huineng's teachings. Did he ever say this? He ever say that, you should look at yourself as walking on those things in those kung fu movies, Hey, Xiao Tai, kung fu movies. Kung fu movies. Below are daggers, and on top you're walking on top of these bamboo sticks, short bamboo sticks, and you go, atta, atta. You know what I mean? Okay. You don't watch those movies? Oh, you're playing a game, sorry. Don't let me interrupt you. I thought your mother told me you loved my Dharma. I see. Okay, I will take second row. Okay, Yes Way Mountain.
Thank you, Master. If I'm the only one who grew up watching kung fu movies across all these way places, I'm definitely going to be accused of cultural appropriation right now.
Okay.
But
appropriate.
Oh, thank you, Master. Okay. So it's bamboo stalks. They will stand on the hold on the like the big wooden like on the piers, like the big wooden poles over water. They'll run, and then Jean-Claude Van Damme specifically would do splits. He would do splits in between.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
I never thought it would be possible for someone that muscular to go, and the legs are as big as my head. I mean the ankle.
But I think Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon was some of the best execution of balancing on the bamboo reed or the bamboo stalk in the wind, then jumping off of it. That was, to me, the best.
I see. Too poetic. I'm more in the thin ice theme here. Okay, but thank you for your contribution. A white guy watching kung fu movies? That's too much. I tell you, our temple is full of weirdos. Okay, so you see, it's no need for this. It's no need to have this kind of anxiety. It's about because I feel that most of you are very serious. You have a natural interest in the Dharma already. So it's about, instead of, and this is actually work quite well for the Indians and the Chinese practitioners. Okay, the concept is that if when your life is at stake, you'll be able to concentrate naturally. So this is the concept behind it. Okay, but unfortunately, and there's plenty examples of that. But unfortunately, if you teach it like this, you are too smart. You say, no, I can't quite put myself in this situation. I never walk on thin ice. I'm not that stupid. That kind of thing. So that's why it doesn't quite work for us Westerners. Agree or disagree? You have to put in a position, because this is the mindset where you're in a position where you're about to lose your life. You make one mistake, you lose your life. But it's not the case with you right now. In San Jose, in San Francisco. And this is when he was teaching. The Chanchi was in San Francisco. Tell me of how they could even imagine themselves on the edge of an abyss or treading on thin ice. If they are climber. They're what? Climber? Yeah, but they're not climbers. You see, that's my point. We have a climber in JC. What happened to her? Oh, never mind. Okay. Okay. So I don't like this style, and that's why I really haven't used it, because I felt that I can't sell this imagery to you at all. I couldn't do it. That's why I never use this imagery. Yes, 6.
I'm wondering if someone can do this, like your disciple. Do they progress faster? Do they cultivate better?
No. This is low level. It's just like my Italian friend. No, it's low level.
I'm definitely not like that, but I just always had this feeling that, those are like superb people. Because I can never do something, I can never be like, have like self-control.
It takes a special person who dares climb and put their lives at risk like that. Risk breaking an ankle, risk hurting yourself. I mean, there's lots of ways to have fun, I go the easy way. The Koreans, I'm making fun of Koreans. You guys, we talk to Koreans, they all, you catch them. Never mind, okay. But in America, has a different meaning. Okay, so I never could sell. I don't feel this imagery is really effective for you. Number one. Number two, our training is more on certain teaching, less on their style, Indian style, Chinese style. Okay, it's okay. When you go to a Chinese temple, Indian temple, do it like this. See if it works for you. Or it's like going in deep water, not careful you drown. Okay. But I am a chicken. If I cannot swim, I'm not going to deep water. Like treading on thin ice, take a wrong step, you fall into the water. Cultivation is like that. And then the Chinese like to say, remember how the fox, that image of the fox, he crosses the frozen lake, he walks, take one step, and then, sort of see the cracks, or see any noise, any sound, and he take one more step and listen, and take one more step and listen, and so forth. Okay, and that's the image I have of Master Shio, like often saying that. And to me, if I were a fox, I would not cross a frozen lake. I mean, that's you. You're too smart. He said, I'm not going to cross a frozen lake. Are you kidding? I'll go Uber. Let them drive across the frozen lake first. Okay? You're too smart. Nowadays, you guys are too cynical. In case an eminent monk, are we there yet? High monk walks his way from low to high places. So next topic. So again, in summary, I don't like the Chinese style of the fox walking on thin ice or climbing or treading on deep water, dangerous water, and so forth. To me, low level. Okay, it works initially for some low level people. High level, they say, nah, not me. In case eminent monk, a high monk walks away from low to high places, rises. Okay. 走到高的地方, actually, not walks his way, but climbs from low to high positions, high statures. You don't immediately become eminent monk as soon as you leave the home life, except for the 6th patriarch. Okay, and you succeed by cultivating little by little. Should be like that as well. Upward little by little. See, gradual teaching. 113, do not be willful, do whatever you like. You can't do that. You must always turn inward and reflect upon yourself. So repeating himself, okay. You must always turn the light to illuminate inward. Now we beat it to death, right? You turn the light. That's what it means. But when I first started, I read all these things. I didn't mean a whole lot at all. Okay. How do I do today? Okay, how do I do today? How much money did I earn today? How much did I save today? No, I don't like this. Okay, how how can you change it slightly? How do I do today? How did I do today? Let me change it for you a little bit. Make it less Chinese. Okay? How much did I contribute today? Okay? I do is always like, me. Contribute, you give yourself and produce something for others. How's that? This is to Hinayana for me. How do I do today? How did I do today? Did I gain market share? Did I, get more employees? Become more famous? Did my stock appreciate? This is why I always chuckle when I read on the news that Elon is now #1 richest man in the world, and he just lost 70% of his wealth, his fortune. Oh, that's cruel. That's cruel. It's got to hurt. You see, because Elon Musk, every single day is, how did I do today? How did I do today? That's what he does. It's so small, What did I do today? How much did I contribute today to deserve my using this water, breathing this air, receiving this bowl of rice, or today is some kind of Mexican thing, I don't know how to call it, wrap, Mexican wrap. Okay? So it's me. How did I do? How did you do? Did I have good an A? Did I get an A? God, that's children. You go home and say, Mom, I got an A. You say, yeah, good boy. But when you're older, you have to stop this. Okay? What did I do? Yes, 4.
Master, I'm curious about what Master YongHua was talking about here. What exactly was he thought to need to be so cautious and careful about to be his disciples, like treading on the thin ice?
What it's referring to is that when you practice Chan, it's extremely dangerous. Because when you practice Chan, especially during a Chan Chi, it's very much like treading on thin ice. You find you do it right, you cross the lake and get over to the other shore of Nirvana. That's the concept behind it. Okay. However, the nature of the crossing is very perilous. It's very dangerous. That's why you have to be on your toes constantly. Okay? So for them to use that imagery, it works for them, but it doesn't work for me. Because I'm too smart. I say, I'm not going to cross thin ice. Are you kidding? I'm not going to walk over the edge of the cliff. I'm not going to climb mountains. It's too dangerous. If I want thrill, I want to have excitement, I want to increase my concentration, I have Chan already, I don't need to climb. When you climb the mountain, especially without any ropes, okay, you put your life at risk. You make one mistake, okay, you hurt yourself. It's fantastic. That's the same as cultivation. Okay, because in cultivation, okay, if you make one mistake, okay, you will regress. and you fall off the cliff. That's how dangerous it is. For example, when you practice meditation and you don't have the proper foundation, some people got into demonic states. It's very difficult to recover. Actually, because they are ill-prepared, that's why they got into demonic states, and that's why their teachers could not help them. The best way is to get the proper training so that you don't have to worry about entering demonic states. Once you enter demonic states in China, and quite a few Vietnamese did, and that's why the Vietnamese tell themselves, don't practice, don't thiền, don't practice Chan, you hear? You will enter demonic states. And especially you practice tantras, it's fairly easy to enter demonic states as well. So that's why it's a rather delicate situation. You have to be very, very careful. But for us, the way we train you is that we prep you already. And we tell you to go in that narrow lane there, and if you don't kill, you don't steal, you don't what is it, the 6 principles? I forgot. You don't fight. Buchan, Bhutan, not greedy. Buchiu, not seeking. Buchisu, not selfish. Buchili, don't benefit yourself. When you follow those 6 principles, that's your safe zone. That's it. Don't get out of there. You'll be safe. You cannot enter demonic states. So why should I talk about it? Instead of stressing, the thin eyes and the climbing thing. It's fascinating watching those people do without ropes. I was so nervous myself. That guy, the young guy, the famous one? Yeah, he's dead already, by the way. He's so famous. He climbed, the most dangerous places that no one could. He broke records. And you know what? And you look at him, and it did a story on him. I watched the story, that documentary. I loved it. I said, wow, fascinating. Someone would seek thrills by putting their lives on the line. It's fascinating. So I said, what level are you when you do this? Okay? Form realm, very low. To me, it's risk rewards, okay? If I risk that much, my life, the reward is for me to get to the form realm, dhyana. I'm not interested. So that's why I never could buy into these imageries and these lines of treading on thin ice and walking on the edge of a precipice and so forth. Never could. Picture it. Why would you do that? That's rather stupid. Don't do that. Stick to the 6 principles. That's all. You see, our training is different from theirs. There is that, you have to be on high alert. Russian missiles coming any moment. We don't do that. Don't get out of this lane. That's all we teach you. Don't get out of that. Then you'll be fine. Okay? So it's different emphasis to me. It never worked for me. All these Chinese imagery, it never worked for me. I read it and I listened. I ain't doing it, so it doesn't apply to me. Does it mean anything to you, He Fang? Does it mean anything to you? To me, it's just like a foreign language. I don't do that. I don't climb, mountains. All these people who climb mountains. That's all you get, Way Mountain.
Thank you, Master. With the intention of contributing, when you're referring to people who are focused on me, and people like Elon Musk who are looking and seeing how I do every day, how did I do today?
Yeah.
How did I do today, right?
Yeah, how many cars? Yeah, I get out the door now. And excuse me, I need to increase the dosage. And when you do that, you sound stupid. You sound crazy. You say crazy things. That's why one day he's perfectly sane. Next day he says the most stupid things at Twitter. That's why I would never join Twitter. Sorry.
And he's contributing to the 120 million square feet of empty office space in San Francisco by no small margin.
I know, it hurts. It affects me.
And you say it's like a Mexican rap and you don't like it. Are you referring to an ego burrito?
No. I like the Mexican rap. Don't get me wrong. 咸通, I love it. Don't get me in trouble, please.
Because to me, a fox on a frozen lake doesn't really hit home. But if you told me about a ego burrito, I would understand.
You see, that's my point. Thank you for chiming in, because that's exactly what I'm talking about. Those imageries don't strike a chord with me. Okay, it doesn't make sense for me to go do those things. I usually say, "You go. You're the point man. Go." So it doesn't work for me. You see? So that's why I never could connect with all these imageries that he used. And so I spent years, and let me tell you the truth, I spent years as I'm not good enough. All these things, they don't make sense to me. What am I going to do with my life now? Because all the teaching, he says, you cultivate, you need to do this. You need to, like, you treading on thin ice, you walking at a precipice. It never quite worked for me. I wasn't just not good enough. Andres? No. Leave him alone, please. He's not on display. Okay. Are we there yet? I sound like your children. Huh? Are we there yet? 5 more minutes. DDT.
Master, I think the cultivation is dangerous aspect is great, because I would practice Chan and then go into my job, and you never know what could happen. I could fall the van or get hit by a car, and I could just relate to, okay, what I did before work is hard, and then this is hard too. So it all meshes together.
So it works for you. Yes?
Yes.
It works for you. Well, we're from different parts of the world, my friend. That's all I can say. No, I disagree with you. I know your job could be dangerous. Okay? So if you know your job is dangerous, what do? You say, my job is dangerous. I better be careful. And what happens if you do that? you become a nervous wreck. That's what happened to people, professionals I know. Okay? That's why I'm against these types of things. Because if I knew that your job is dangerous, your particular situation, Malcolm, I would say, no, you don't have to be on your toes. I want you to recite Medicine Master Buddha's name as a countermeasure. So if you do that single-mindedly, if you're afraid and you think that this is dangerous, then you know the real good way to protect yourself is to depend on someone single-mindedly who has the power to protect you instead of relying on your own limited self. Which one do you prefer, Malcolm?
I prefer to reach out to Medicine Master Buddha and Guanyin.
There you go.
But, I also had something.
Do that. Stop the Chinese style. We do it our American style. Okay.
What about how the world is dangerous? Like there's a storm coming in California and everything, and there's so many dangerous parts of the Saha world. And then cultivation is what you're supposed to do to endure the world.
Yeah. As far as that goes, if it's dangerous tomorrow, I call in sick. I'm not above cheating. Why would I expose my life? Why would I put my life on the line for money? I made enough to pay for the rent already. You did. Right? So you no longer have to take chances. I like it. When I told him, you gonna take time off work for 5-6 days going up to San Francisco? He says, well, I pay for my rent, I pay for my utilities already this month. It's December 2nd and he could do it already. So I said, hey, why would you then call in sick? Okay? If it's dangerous, do not expose yourself unnecessarily. And if you must, then recite Medicine Master Buddha's name. It's one of my disciples who's now is second stage Arhat. She says she recites Guanyin's name or Medicine Master Buddha's name. I don't remember exactly, one of the two. And then she was driving near the temple on the lane, and then she was driving, and she's Vietnamese, and it can't read the street signs very well. Speed limit is at 35 or 65. We should not let these women drive, okay? And she says one day she was reciting the Guanyin's name or Medicine Master Buddha's name, and all of a sudden, without realizing it, she felt like someone pushed her arm, pushed her hand, so that she changed lane and she almost hit someone. She avoided an accident. And I was like, wow, the Dharma really, really works. So Malcolm, that's what I like you to do. If you're worried, and you say, okay, this is rather dangerous thing here to drive so fast and try to meet the timetable, then you'll be surprised on how much better off you are by concentrating on Medicine Master Buddha's name. And you find out you're able to do your job even better. Okay? Yeah. So my point here is that we have dharmas to counter, to address your needs. There's no need to use these images that, you can't identify with. That's all I'm saying. If it works for you, fine, use it. Chinese people. You say, I'm Chinese, I contemplate treading on thin ice. I look at myself like a fox. It's a Chinese thing. I understand. I'm not quite Chinese. I don't get it. Okay, it never worked for me. And that's why, but it bothered me because I felt inadequate. Why is it he only taught the Chinese and not? Okay? Okay, so 1:15, are we there? Yes, 6.
So Master, so I've been doing quite a few chanqis. I heard this saying that chanqi is life and death. I think you said that too. Master XuanHua certainly says it. I never felt that way, not even remotely, right? We, not only because we have good food and then we have parties, but it just never felt like
Parties? Where?
I was doing something about life and death.
I don't get it. Parties.
Christmas parties.
Listen. Listen, that lady there, did you have a party, young lady? Did you have a party? You didn't have a party, did you?
Yeah, but we are pretty good usually at timing the fastings, ending right before the party. I'm not going to name names, but it's a common practice.
Okay, so what is your point?
So the question is, so it's really great to hear that we're part of the reason we could do this is because we are on this very solid, well-defined path that Master set up for us. But I'm still thinking that if that's kind of my mindset, like I never had this feeling that it's life and death, am I being too casual or I'm being protected by Master now, and then maybe in the future it's gonna be more serious.
Somebody just fell off the list, the party list.
Are we just being protected by you now, and then maybe as we go higher, it's going to be more scary and then life and death?
Who said are you protected? Dream on.
I'm thinking too much, I know.
No, it's not that. The Chinese style works. It really works. It really works. The way they train their people really works for a few people. There's some who are able to follow this religiously, and they said, I'm treading on thin ice, I'm like a fox, and so forth, And they really believe, and they say, okay, I'm going to do this mode. And I don't subscribe to me, I call it mental game. I don't like it, that's all. I just don't like it. To me, cultivation is a natural thing. Okay, you should be yourself. You should try your best. That's all we ask of you. Okay, and you all do that already. That's all we're doing. If you take the time and create this habit of doing it doing this on a regular basis, you improve without knowing, without realizing you're improving. Okay? So it's cultivation as if you're not cultivating. Because you create this habit, you do these things. That's all you have to do. So our training style is different from the traditional training method, like the Chinese and the Koreans and the Vietnamese and so forth. It's fine, it works, and the Thai. It works if you have no good knowing advisor. For some people. That's it. they organize these chanqis for decades. And then to find one student called Xu Yun, who would made tremendous sacrifices, risked his life to go attend. And that's how Great Master Xu Yun became enlightened. Okay, you see? One person. And it doesn't quite work nowadays anymore. That's my problem. So you hear these stories, and the Master Xu Yun is a typical example. Master Xinhua is a typical example where they really did these things, and it worked for them. But only for them. My interest is it has to work for all of you. All of you have to come and hopefully get something out of it every time. Okay? Yeah. So, and that's only possible because you have a good no advisor. If you, after, and that's why Master Shenhua left that Dharma behind him, because after he left, all we could do, my generation, was to go to the Qi and act as if we are treading on thin ice and we're walking on the edge of the precipice and so forth. It still didn't work for me, because I'm not among the privileged Chinese who can benefit from such a mindset. I'm not Chinese enough. As a matter of fact, his Vietnamese disciples are miserable with it. They got nowhere at all. And this is the one knock I have on my master. He never trained the Vietnamese. Never. It didn't work for the Vietnamese. Okay? So the Dharma is so selective. It only worked for a limited number of people. And to me, it's not good enough. I don't like it. It has to be the same teaching for all of you. Okay. But it doesn't have to be what I call mind games, where you say, I'm treading on thin ice, I'm walking, I'm risking my life. And say, yes, you're doing that. But there's no need to play mind games like that. To me, I don't like it. That's all. And even so, this is another knock I have on this. Even so, if they do it this way, they get to a certain level, and then they'll be stuck. Like his disciples. His disciples are stuck. After he's gone, they don't know what else to do to progress. Anyway. Anyone, any comment, any questions? So, are we there yet? Okay, then play it, please.
早晨起来呀，要发一个愿。我今天呢，要不懒惰，不任性。
Getting up in the morning, you should make a vow, saying that I will not be lazy today. I will not be willful.
Willful? Capricious? I don't know.
Capricious, yeah.
Huh? Capricious? Same thing? Okay. Let me cheat a little, see where it's going. Okay. Again, that's not who you are. That's what bothers me. You know, you are not like that. You don't get up in the morning. You get up in the morning, you say, I will not be lazy today. You get up in the morning and say, oh my God, I have so much work to do today, right? I better brush my teeth and comb my hair and, you know, and go to work. There's so much, people need me, right? That's who you are. This is our lifestyles. We're all very responsible. So that's why I'm not lazy today. It's a wrong audience, maybe for his hippies and so forth. Even his disciples, he said, I will not be lazy today. I will not be willful. I will not be... it's okay to be lazy. You feel guilty. You know, I know you feel guilty. You know, naturally you feel guilty. No need to beat up on yourself on top of it. Huh? Yeah. Because you are smart, because you are competent. That's why you said you realize people depend on you. You have a sense of responsibility here. Not only your family, but your husband, your co-workers, your boss, your neighbors, and so forth. This is the kind of society we are. Okay, unless you're an illegal alien, then it's different. Okay. Yeah. But most of you who have the blessings to learn about the Chanchi and have the blessings to be able to come and listen to this night after night after night, okay? How did you do that, by the way? How is it possible? Never mind. And I just don't see you telling yourself, I will not be lazy today. In fact, I have some people who said, I feel lazy today. They say, oh yeah, be lazy today. You work hard enough all week. 7 days a week. After work is the family, after it's the boys, and and the parents, and and the husbands, and so forth. Okay, be lazy for half a day, and you feel so guilty. You catch up anyway. You make it up anyway. Right? That's who you are. So it's okay. It's okay. Be lazy. Way Mountain.
Thank you, Master. With all due respect to great Master Shenhua, and in full disclosure, the way that my wife and I come to Chan Shi lectures every night is by being willful. Yeah, man, like if we weren't being willful, we just sit on the couch, but we're using our will. We're full of it.
I see. Okay. Careful, he's my master.
Well, I mean, is it a translation consideration? You said it should be a different word, like capricious?
Yeah, capricious, more capricious. But Ren Sing is willful here too, right? It's a good translation. It's not a bad translation, but could it's a little bit ambiguous.
I sense it has a substance that it doesn't align with the mark of the word.
What he means, he's willfully lazy. Okay, and many of my disciples have been working very hard. Okay, and then they said, today I don't feel like it, and I said, oh yeah, I understand. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I will get you another way, but it's okay. Next.
叫没有贪心，没有嗔心，没有痴心，最早就发这个愿。
I will have no greedy mind, no angry mind, and no stupid mind. You should make this vow when you wake up early in the morning.
I'm sorry, and now maybe I'm in a bad mood or something, because I am greedy. How can I possibly convince myself that I have no greedy mind? I am greedy. I'm angry. Especially when people betray my trust. I invite them to parties and they say, oh, Master has a lot of parties. Doing the cheese. God, that makes me angry. I'm stupid to invite such people. You see that? So, this is why I used to beat myself listening to this and he says, I am not greedy, I am not angry, I'm not stupid. But I said, but that's me. And what I'm doing here with Chan? I'm greedy, I'm angry, I'm stupid. That's why I practice Chan. If you're perfect, you don't need Chan. Yes, wait. Yes, 6.
Emitofuo, Master. Yeah, I think I have a hard time to read and understand the sentence saying that I will have no greedy mind, no angry mind, and no stupid mind, because I agree with what you said, that greedy, that you should see it, and then you should work on it gradually, because I found out that for example, you see $5 doesn't belong to you, you don't bend down and pick it up, and then you see $100, you still don't do it. But if it's a whole suitcase of $100 bill, then it's very hard to do. You shaking, you sweating, and you work.
What are you talking about? You pick it up and you run.
Yeah, it's come out.
That's not put on facades here.
Yeah, the greedy.
I don't know about you, but I will run.
Out. And I think it's all in us, and then we have to face this in a situation, and we should work on ourselves.
And then I tell myself, I do better next time.
Yeah, because it's happened to me, and
because now I have that suitcase of $100 bills, I can do better next time.
It's very much how can I say that wake up to think that you don't have greedy or angry, and then, because that make you more humble, because it's all in you, all in me. That's what I found out.
Way Mountain, how depressing. I feel for your wife. Yes, Way Mountain.
Master, I'm reading this. I see that you need to vow to yourself, don't have the greedy mind, angry mind, and stupid mind. I feel like I'm lying to myself.
I know.
Like that. And then when I lie to myself, how can I become enlightened? It's just something bothering me a lot.
Hey, tone down. Okay, this is my master. Okay. No, it's just, this is old style of teaching. This is how they used to teach their people. Very Chinese, yes? The Chinese, I should not be greedy. I'm not going to be greedy. I'm not going to be angry. I'm not going to be stupid. And that's very Chinese. Yes, 6.
So, Master, sorry for betray your trust. I think that's
Too
just
late. I mean, it's.
That's just the way I think I was partly brought up like that, and that's just a fact showing itself.
Who
still.
brought you up that way?
I think it's actually more than the environment, more than that, than my mom. Part of the environment. But I was definitely under that influence, just such a strong influence of that type of thing when you grew up in China. And I felt maybe I still have this like a guilt all the time because of this, and beat myself up for it. So it's actually really good to hear that today. Thank you.
Actually, I disagree with this. This is a wrong way to teach people. It's more like what Jung just said. Cultivation. He's going against himself. What he said earlier made sense. Now it doesn't make sense anymore. We are all work in progress. We still have greed in our mind. We still have anger in our mind. We still have stupidity in our mind. That's why we get together, practicing together. This is called Great Assembly Dharma. Because we're not perfect yet. That's why we need to get together so that we can bring out the greed and the anger from each other, and stupidity from each other. Okay? So I feel that this is not practical, and I'm afraid I have to disagree, because I don't want you English-speaking people who are not Chinese, who don't have the tradition of blind faith in these great Chinese teachers, like the Chinese culture, the Chinese people have. We don't have that anymore. So I'm afraid if we don't express ourselves, we speak our mind, then the new people, especially English-speaking people, think that we are a bunch of cultists, practitioners, and who really just follow blindly. It's not like that. We disagree, you can say we disagree. It's perfectly okay. If you feel like you have to betray your master, betray your master. You know? Be yourself. That's all. All right. Time is up. We stop here tonight. Thank you all very much. Next time, 117. Okay. So tomorrow, tonight, we'll move to DTT, and then we'll